Hi everyone. So in this episode, this is like my third time going, my third episode? Okay. So in this episode, I will be talking to you guys about why this is the best time to be having a home baking business. I think this is just absolutely something that home bakers or anybody who's ever thought about starting a baking business or anybody who has a home baking business but is not really serious with it should seriously consider, especially in this year of 2022 and beyond. And I know we all know that inflation and the economy is a little difficult right now. And I feel like this is a perfect time to have a cottage industry. And I'll be getting into what a cottage industry is. So, hi everyone, my name is Maureen Bill Hakamari, and I am the founder of Amari Baking Center, which is a baking business that offers baking classes, both practical and online, practical in Nairobi, Kenya, business training, and recipe books. I also have a business called Chiffon Cakes by Amari Bakery, where we take orders for chiffon cakes anywhere in Nairobi. I've been doing business for like the last 10 years. In this channel, my aim is to help bakers kind of start and grow profitable baking business, motivate home bakers, get clear on your business or small bakery shops. This content can be good for small bakery shop owners and help you also build awareness for your business for anybody who's struggling with marketing and such. And so today, again, my main thing today is sort of sharing the 3 reasons why starting or running a profitable home baking business in this particular video or in this particular podcast is a smart choice in 2020 and beyond, 2022 and beyond. Sorry, wrong year. So I want to start with talking about cottage industries and specifically the cottage industry being home baking businesses, right? So, home baking businesses are actually an example of a cottage industry, right? So, if you're doing anything at home, that's kind of what we call a cottage industry. So, if you're running a home baking business or you bake at home and you sell, technically you have a cottage industry. So, what is a cottage industry? So, I'm gonna zoom in on this presentation of mine so you guys can see. So basically, a cottage industry is a small scale, decentralized manufacturing business, often operated out of a home rather than a purpose built facility like a shop or a factory. Cottage industries are defined by the amount of investment required to start, so usually not that much, as well as the number of people employed. So this is a very nice definition of gun from Investopia. And I want to mention that, especially in the African region and other regions like maybe India and other places, maybe like, even first world countries have some segments are really big on cottage industries, right? In UK, US, anywhere. Cottage industries are actually a very good idea of starting out, especially when it comes to specific types of industry, right? They make it easy for you to get started. So by what do I mean by this? Examples are cotton, silk, and sisal weaving. So if you do cotton weaving, silk weaving, sisal weaving, you're in a region that does that, there's a lot of cottage industries in that industry. Carpet making, leather industry, metal handicrafts, even wood workshop, by the way. So carpet making, wood workshop, kind of wood type of things, frames, doors, furniture, those kind of things. Beadwork. Beadwork is really huge, especially like in the African region. Baskets, like when we talk about sisal weaving, that's what we're talking about. Small food processing business. This is huge in the whole African region. It is huge in India. It is huge in, a lot of places. And when we say small food processing businesses, there are many. It can be people who package honey. It can be people who do baking and cake decoration. And you can choose to do one, baking or cake decoration only. A lot of people are doing food and catering businesses. And I know a lot of home bakers who also do food catering, right? So yogurt production, yogurt making, ice cream making, people doing like chocolate covered strawberries, there's so many options of the small food processing businesses. And so this is what I'm talking about when I talk about a cottage industry. So home baking is just one version of it. Of course, there's many other industries that do cottage, that you can do a cottage industry. So in this session, I'm talking about why it's a good idea to start a home baking business, especially now, right? Why start a home baking business? So I'll be sharing 3 reasons why it's a good idea today, right? So reason number 1, it is a low cost business to start. You don't need a lot of capital to actually get started. It's a low capital requirement. Now, I'm not saying that you don't need any money. You do. You have to buy some of these things, but you don't need so much money to get started like other industries, right? So based on your niche segment, you can actually start with a few tools. Like if you want to do frosted cupcakes only from your home baking business, that is a good place to start because it's very low cost, right? It's a great business idea during high inflation or slow economic growth periods like now. So, and this is 2022, this is April 2022. And I know that a lot of us know that there's a lot of inflation. Everybody keeps complaining about inflation, especially us bakers. We have to keep adding our prices. And when you have high inflation, there's a lot of experts who are always telling you things you can do to kind of make your life easy or to make it manageable for you. And anybody who lives paycheck to paycheck right now may be having a struggle because it depends on the cash that's out there. And sometimes there's not a lot of cash out there. So if you listen to any of those investment gurus, people like Warren Buffett or others, you hear people telling you to have assets that are hard assets like real estate, right? But you can't maybe do real estate right now. Or maybe people will tell you, do something like gold or cryptocurrencies. You can do that. But I feel like if you have a skill, that is also something that you can use. And currently, this is a good time to start a low cost small business. And if you are a home baker or if you're a baker, this is a good time to start your home baking business. If you've started but you're not serious, this is a good time to get serious with it, right? So great business idea during high inflation or slow economic growth period times like now. And so what are the pros of this? Number 1, capital. You can start slowly. I'm not saying that you start with this amount and never add anything. Of course, you're going to be adding tools maybe as you go, as you increase sales. But it is a very nice business to start. If you're in Kenya, between 25,000 to 50,000, you can actually start a home baking business, right? This is about $300 to $500. So whatever your region is, you can start with a small amount of money and then grow from there. And this small amount of money will buy you ingredients because it's a good idea to have ingredients when you're starting. Make sure you have the stock and then basic equipment. You might have an oven, but you don't have a mixer. So, and bowls. So it's a good idea to have that. Or maybe you have all these things, but you don't have a good oven. So you can buy an oven. So look at the few basic tools you have and then grow from there. Look at what else that you get. And I'm going to link below to a live I did for my other channel, Amari Baking Center, where I talked about how much it actually takes to start a baking business, home baking business. And I actually broke it down to costs. So what I'll do is I'll link that below. If you're interested, you can watch that and see if you can at least pick up, if you want to start, what to do, right? The other thing is that all you need is access to a marketing platform. And these days, because I've grown my business from social media marketing, which you can literally start for free, just organic posting and using your time, I think that this is a great business because as long as you have access to the internet, so make sure you have access to the internet, like a smartphone or a PC or a laptop. If you can open a Facebook account, Instagram, or TikTok account, you can actually start marketing your home baking business. So first thing that I like about this is the capital is low. Second thing that's good is that you just need basic baking and business skills. Now, you cannot ignore this. You can't start a business if you don't have the baking skills. So make sure you need skills to actually sell your cakes or your cupcakes or your pastries, and you need practice. Please don't start learning today and start selling today. Make sure you have 3 to 6 months experience with baking, at least in cake decoration, so you're not selling people substandard items or things. The second thing you need that most people ignore, especially home bakers, is business skills. Even if they're basic business skills, you need to make sure you have business skills to actually run or start and run this business, right? At least have costing and pricing skills, marketing skills, and sales skills. This means you can build awareness for your business and you can actually sell to people. Realize when you start this business, you can't just sit there and hope people are going to come to you. You have to know how to cost and price so it's actually profitable. And then you have to make sure you know how to market and sell to people so you can actually make money. So realize, again, it's not that you start at zero, but you can learn all these skills online. These days, there's lots of free content shared on social media marketing and all that. The third thing that's great about this home baking business or cottage industry is that you can start with just yourself. You don't need a lot of labor. You just need yourself, right? Then as you grow, you can scale and you can include other individuals. This means that you can start baking and decorating and marketing. But over time, if you get busy, you can get an assistant baker or a cake decorator. Another thing you can do when you're still doing this by yourself is outsource, right? You can bake and decorate, and then you outsource delivery. You can outsource like bookkeeping and admin things. If you're not really good at marketing, you can, outsource marketing to freelancers or people who work virtually. This is something you can actually do by yourself. So over time, it doesn't tell you like, oh, I need 5 people starting. No, when you have a cottage industry, you can start yourself and then grow from there. So why I like this industries because of that. And realize just because it's a cottage industry doesn't mean it's restricted. You can actually have many niche options to pick from based on your skill and what you want to get into. So you can start doing celebration cakes, you can start doing just frosted cupcakes, you can even be a wedding cake decorator, right? So you can actually have different niche segments to choose from. The second reason why I think this is a great time to open a home baking business is if you start and run it properly, it can actually be a profitable business, right? This means that you're not only breaking even, you're making money on top of that. This is something that can actually start paying you as a baker over time, especially, like I said, if maybe you lose a job or maybe your job isn't paying as well, or maybe you just don't have another job. So this is something that if you do the right things, that's my disclaimer, if you do the right things, it can be a profitable business, right? So number one, with the correct knowledge of both baking and decoration, it can be profitable. Number two, with the right business skills to set up, cost and price, and then build awareness to market your business, you can actually grow a profitable home baking business. And I'm very passionate about this particular topic. I'm really passionate to the point where I actually created a program that helps you do just that, right? So again, realize for this to be profitable, for it to benefit you in the long run, right? So again, this is not get rich quick. This is just something to help you cushion yourself against this inflation. And if you start now, if you've already started, you can start streamlining now before it gets worse, right? So it has to be started or streamlined properly with the business skills. So what does this mean? You haven't started, you have to start correctly. If you have started, you have to streamline correctly. So you need business systems in place. How do I collect money? How do I keep track of my finances? How am I marketing? Everything has to be systematic over time. And even a home baking business, by the way, can be the same exact thing. The other thing you need to do is you need to cost and price well. You cannot be selling at a loss. That's going to end up being more of a problem than anything. So make sure you're costing and pricing correctly. Then you have to build awareness, and especially as a home baking business, you can do it in this day and age. Everybody has access to the internet. So you can, or most people have access to the internet. So if you're watching this, you can definitely open Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and actually set up your page for your business. So you need to figure out how to market and build awareness so people know that you exist. And then after that, you shouldn't just market, you need to sell. You need your followers and the people who are seeing your message to actually buy from you so that you have sales and you can now run your business and continue making money and pay yourself. So realize that it has to be a whole sequence that comes in together nicely, and you have to have the skills to at least do the basics of all these things. Now, at this point, I just want to mention to you guys that I created an 8-month Baking for Profit online program that helps home bakers do just that. It helps you start and streamline profitable business, basically turning your basic skills, baking skills into profit, right? So in this program, what I do is I help you clarify your offer. So if you're not sure what niche to get into or you're not sure what niche to be in, I help you clarify your offer. This means I talk about market research, how to do samples and actually start selling to people, how to set up systems in your baking business, your home baking business, how to cost and price for profit, not just costing and pricing. The second thing that I help you do is attract the correct target market using social media marketing. Now, I talk about digital marketing in general, but my main focus is on social media marketing. So this is for home bakers who are trying to leverage, social media, which is a more accessible platform for marketing your business to actually make sales. And then I teach you how to convert your followers into sales using sales strategy that will help you out and that can even help you keep these customers, right? So I just want to mention that we're actually having an intake ongoing. Please make sure you check the link below so you can click and see kind of details on it and how to join. And I'll also leave a contact if you're interested in the program and you have questions about it. And by the way, marketing is one of the main topics in our online program. I get very detailed on the importance of social media, how to come up with a marketing strategy and a plan, how to post content, all those things. Like I get in depth on how to do market research, what kind of niche you can choose from as a home baker, in-depth costing and pricing. Like I have Excel templates, guys, you download and you have formulas. You just put in your numbers and you get the cost of doing your cake making or your pastry making. I tell you how to create your baking business brand and what you need, logos, colors, all those things. I help you when it comes to open social media accounts. For those who don't know how to, I literally show you step by step how to open TikTok account, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even Pinterest. And then I also share how to post on them, how to check analytics, tools to use for posting, how to come up with a marketing strategy and plan. I even share how to run ads on Facebook and Instagram. I share the different types of ads to run for building awareness and also for selling the products to people. I talk about how to attract your target market, how to write captions and copy ideas, how to edit images. I also talk about sales strategies that are going to get your following to actually buy from you instead of just following you, and then how to keep delighting your customers. In the final session, I talk about what to consider if you're thinking of opening a bakery shop, because I know sometimes some people are at the point where they want to grow. And I talk about exactly what to think about so that you don't make mistakes. So just if you're interested in just getting in depth on this, please do check the link below. So the third reason, the final reason why I think opening a home baking business, especially now, is a really good idea is because it is a scalable business, right? It can grow from cottage home baking to a small, medium, or even large enterprise, right? So if you continue running the business well, right? Like if you take the mentorship or even you just get a mentor or somebody to show you how to set up cost price and actually start making money in your home baking business, over time your business can grow to the point it has increased sales and it now needs to grow out of the cottage industry style kind of way of running business. And it can happen even during inflation or even after. It's just a good time to start now. But if you want to grow out of your home baking business, you can actually be able to, if you do things right, and you can be able to actually get a space. If you are able to get funding or capital to actually start or set up a shop, you can actually be able to grow out your business. And this is going to help you because you already have an existing brand in place. Because you have this home baking business that you created a brand, you're marketing and you're selling, people already know about it. So when you open the bakery shop, you just needs to put, sales strategies in place to get people to actually come to the baking shop. So this is why I like the thought of opening or at least having a home baking business, because I know home bakers who have grown from home baking to shop, right? But in this particular time, if you're curious about something and you have a passion in baking and you're wondering, can I start a business at home? Yes, you can. And then over time, you can grow it to a bakery shop when you have the resources, when you have the business skills that are able to get you to small to medium size, and you have the space and you have the resources to do all that. So the third reason why I love this is because it is scalable. You can move from home baking to large business. My final note is that I want you guys to know that this requires hard work, commitment, and dedication. There is nothing get rich quick about a home baking business, guys. It is a lot of work physically, mentally, spiritually, everything, emotionally. You need to realize that you need to work hard, both physically because of the baking and the cake decoration aspect, but you also need to make sure you have the right business skills and you're doing the right activities to get your business to grow, right? So it's one of those things where if you're not into doing the work, don't start it. But if you are and you feel passionate enough that you can grow this, please do, right? Another note, especially as a business in Kenya or in the African region, our home baking business industry may not be very well regulated, right? Especially when it comes to the county council and stuff like that. Now, realize what this means is that some consumers are very skeptical of home bakers, right? So I always tell home bakers, it's upon you to build your own reputation and make sure you find out your local area guidelines and regulations, right? By reputation, I mean show your customers, whether it's using social media or videos, all that, that you're wearing gloves, you're packing very well, you have a very nicely put together kitchen. This is one of the things I cover in the mentorship, like deeply. Some of the systems you need to put in place. So make sure you know how to set up nicely and in a food safe kind of way so that people are very confident with your products and know that you're doing the right thing. Also, make sure in your local area, whether you're in Nairobi, Kenya, other counties, or other countries, whether you're in Kenya, in Africa, India, UK, US, whatever, make sure you know your local area guidelines and regulations. You can go to your county council website or visit their offices. They'll tell you their rules on cottage industries. Just inquire about cottage industries because basically that's like a home baking business, and ask them, what are the regulations? What do I need to do? What do I need to make sure I have? Make sure you know food safety procedures. Make sure you know the certificates. Like in Kenya, if you have a food handler certificate, that really helps. Make sure you know the legal requirements for running a business, and make sure you're paying your taxes accordingly, right? Make sure you know your tax laws and you're paying your taxes. So this is my only disclaimer when it comes to home baking business or cottage style industry. So finally, if you're a home baker, you're thinking of starting, or you have started, but you're not serious, even if you're employed and this is sort of like your side hustle that you do only in the weekends, this is a good time to get serious, right? Get serious on this, get it going before the inflation and the economy kind of gets worse or maybe slows down a bit more, so that you have this established business that's actually helping you make a living. If you know exactly what to do when it comes to business skills, start putting that into practice right now and start doing it. You can also research online. There's tons of free resources online on that. However, if you want help from us, or if you want me to help you out through the mentorship, you can join the mentorship. We also have other resources that are like separate. We have a costing and pricing class that's 1,500 shillings for 60-day access, $15. We also have a social media marketing. If you only want to know social media marketing, also 60-day access. And it's just a class that gets in depth on that. We even have ebooks that are slightly cheaper, and they're also on Amazon if you want. The links are going to be in the description. We have a costing ebook, and this cake costing is perfect for home bakers, and we send you an attached Excel sheet. If you buy from Amazon, if you want, you can send us an email and we will send you the Excel sheet where you just put in your numbers and you get the total cost. We also have a book for how to start a small baking business successfully, kind of step by step on how to go from idea to actual business. So you can consider getting that as well. So I hope this session has helped you. Make sure to comment and let me know what you've learned the most from this session. Comment below and do let me know if you agree with this about a small baking business being a good thing to start right now. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and check the description for all the things you need when it comes to the mentorship and the resources. I'll see you guys next time.